Hello, my name is Alexey Zverev. I'm co-founder and co-CEO of Exactpro. Here. Okay. If you are building complex software engineering solutions, something of this scale, you must keep investing in QA. Recently, the world started moving towards Agile and DevOps. At the same time, we see the trend of degradation of QA significance as a discipline. Why is that? We believe that last couple of decades, software managers and consultants define the QA purpose in an incorrect way. Let me quote Wikipedia. Software quality assurance consists of a means of monitoring the software engineering processes and methods used to ensure quality. The methods by which this is accomplished are many and varied, and may include ensuring conformance to one or more standards, such as ISO 9000 or a model such CMMI. We believe that such wrong placement of QA purpose put it among the things that are obsolete in this new agile world. Contrary to this, we believe that true purpose of QA is serve as perception system of software producing brain. If you want to have a good perception system, you must define what do you mean by good. We believe that these properties are the key properties of good perception system. Recently, one of our important clients mentioned that raised the question: what are the financial benefits of your involvement in our projects and test automation in particular? And this actually triggered a lot of reflection in my mind. What could be a benefit from having good perception system? Perhaps not being eaten by a lion or not fall off the cliff. In software development terms, it means controlling costs of your project and production maintenance, giving adequate commitments to your stakeholders, and being able to fight production incidents. So there are no really financial benefits. It's just survival, if you will. Now let's move on from the metaphor to the real QA. We believe that these are the true QA goals. You have to consider behavior of the system that you are developing. You have to consider possible conditions that it might be during production. You have to consider expectations of its stakeholders and readiness to be delivered to them. What should you do with all these things? The QA should simulate, explore, challenge, communicate, and code. This simple table can be used to analyze something what we call QA investment portfolio. What is it? This is your QA portfolio. When you are investing in QA, all these items must be lined up. And if you want to analyze whether your investment is good, you just need to pick one of the items, look how is it organized in your team, and use the table to see whether you are in the right direction for your QA investment. Let me illustrate this on a couple of simple examples. What do you do with your test environments, and how would you organize your test library? What do you do with your test environments? There are two options. You can build many test environments and let QA play with them, or you can apply your best practice when each change of test environment should pass through rigorous workflow of approvals. As you can see, in the latter case, you will not be able to simulate, explore, and automate things easily. So let QA play with your test environment. Another question is test library. What would you prefer to do? Putting test cases one by one into quality center, or go on vacation in Italy? Everybody knows the answer. But what I really mean is not going to vacation in Italy, but presenting your test library as a map, describing your software features, describing potential conditions it might be in, and describing the paths you may take to explore this. So these are the analysis. So in short, if you shutting down the exploration by demanding writing test cases up front based on the written requirements and putting them into a software management system, you significantly, this is a really destructive practice for if you want to invest in your QA. So in conclusion, your software development brain needs a good perception system. If you do not want your project to be eaten by lion, you must keep investing in QA. Thank you.
Any questions?
Thank you. Investments are done by the people that own the money, usually the business. How do you convince the business that the investment for QA is necessary?
Sorry, that's how I try to convince them. So without QA, you don't have perception system of what you're doing. You don't know what you're building.
If I say it doesn't work for me, what do you do differently, for instance, at LSE?
Sorry, what does it mean doesn't work for you?
Well, you're using logical, factual arguments, and that doesn't always work. It's my what I notice. So, how do you convince LSE?
Usually, there are some events that appeals to the logic, such as production incidents, crashes, and some other stuff.
Thank you.
What should be the ratio between QA to development on one hand? On the other hand, you mentioned here quite a lot about, and we've heard it throughout the day from people at Exactpro, about simulation versus almost no one mentioned the way to record historical daily data and historical data and replay it as part of the QA mechanism.
Yeah, there are two answers to this. First of all, we do it a lot in our projects. So wherever we have production data, we can get the hands to production data, we use it. So basically, one of the items is data, and data must be accessible to QA. The other item that if you're using method of recording and replaying your production data, you actually not learning from it, because you just put some data into the system and compare the output. And the better way of learn something is to actually analyze and digest this data and to see what's happening in production, rather than trying to blindly replay it through your system. This is the one answer, and the other answer that in many cases we have very complex systems, and these very complex systems are, if you will, non-linear. So if you have production data and comparing, you have some slightly different circumstances. For example, you have some network delay between delivering orders to the exchange, then your situation is changed comparing to what you have had in production. And in non-linear system, even small diversion from initial position can lead you to exponential diversion over the time. So therefore, you are not able to efficiently replay data through this complex environment. So actually, when somebody telling me that they are replaying production data, we need to consider how they are doing it and what they are getting to in return. In many cases, if you're not controlling your inputs and outputs, this replay is just garbage in, garbage out.
Okay, thank you very much.